Welcome to W.M.S.T podcast. Let's get you introduced to the cast. We've got the editor-in-chief Ziggler.
Yeah, what's up? Number 22. Yeah.
What up, big number 22? And we've got the man with no gimmicks, Cam.
Drink your water, kids.
The
Thank
Orange Cassidy of the group.
Yep, for sure. And we've got the man, if you looked hard enough at your local State Farm, you can probably find. It's Tyler.
It has been 1,102 days since the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead.
Yep, keep them counting. All right, so tonight we're going to review Toy Story 4, Fyter Fest, and much more. Timestamps will be included in the bio and the comments below. And now we're going to have Tyler review Toy Story 4. So go ahead, Tyler. Give us your review of Toy Story 4.
All right, so before I get started, I'm going to spoil a little bit of stuff. Not too much, just so you know. But Toy Story 4 was surprisingly good in my opinion. I was expecting it to be like, all right, after seeing Pixar sequels with Cars 2, Cars 3, Monsters University, all that, we all found those kind of disappointing. But I felt like this was a good movie. I thought it would be unnecessary after the ending Toy Story 3 gave us, because we all loved that ending, and we all heard Toy Story 4. We're like, why do we even need this movie? But it was pretty good. The new characters were a lot of fun. Key and Peele as Ducky and Bunny were a great time. Probably some of the funniest characters in that movie for sure. Keanu Reeves as Duke Kaboom was a good casting. I loved his character. And then Gabby was a fun villain. Well, not really too much of a villain. She was a good character though. She had like a reason to do what she was doing, and you can understand her side of the story. Kind of like it's an awful comparison. Kind of like how you can understand Thanos' actions. Not really the same at all, but you can understand her side of the story. And the new toy that Bonnie made, Forky, the plastic spork that she made, I thought Forky was going to be like this stupid, childish character that I would not like at all. But he was actually really funny. He had a lot of good scenes. I don't know who the voice actor was for him, but he did a great job. And the relationship between him and Woody was actually a lot of fun. And with all these new characters, the original characters kind of take a backseat. Buzz, Jesse, all of them, they don't really get as much screen time as them, which I can kind of understand. They have 2 to 3 other movies with just them. So I can understand that. Especially Jesse and like the Potato Head, they don't really get anything to do at all in this movie. Buzz gets a little bit, but mainly this is Woody's movie, and yeah, the story just follows him completely. And I can understand that because the ending of this movie, it's not as good as Toy Story 3, like I said. But Woody's story is basically he's just trying to save Forky from being stupid and all that. And he ends up leaving all the toys to go with Bo Peep, who returns in this movie. And you learn why she wasn't in Toy Story 3. But yeah, Woody ends up leaving all the toys in the end, and it's a sad ending, not as sad as Toy Story 3, obviously, but if you guys like the Toy Story movies, I recommend this movie for sure. It's not the best one, it's not the worst one. I mean, all the Toy Story movies are good, and I'm fine with this addition to it. Like, going into it, like I said, I did not really know why we needed it, but I'll take it. It's a good movie, it's a fun time, and I'll rank it in 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. All right, so WMST's review for Toy Story 4, it's an 8 out of 10. All right, thanks for that, Tyler. And let's preview Fyter Fest now, AEW Fyter Fest, going to be happening this Saturday. And our very own boy right here, Ziggler, is going to be in attendance for that event, and he's going to be meeting Hangman Page and Joey Janela at the event. So are you excited, Ziggler?
Fuck yeah, I'm excited. I'm fucking ecstatic. I'm so hyped for Daytona. Daytona's going to be so fun.
Yeah. Make sure you get them shout outs for W.M.S.T.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
If the timing's right, then maybe.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, so with that, let's preview the card for this Saturday shows. We have Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks facing the Lucha Brothers and the Laredo Kid. And we have Jon Moxley's debut. It's going to be against the aforementioned Joey Janela. Hopefully it's turned into a death match or some kind of stipulation, because I don't think there's a stipulation on it yet. I could be wrong on that. And we have Cody versus Darby Allin. We've got, you just mentioned him a few seconds ago, Hangman Page versus MJF versus Jimmy Havoc versus Jungle Boy, Fatal 4-Way. We've got Christopher Daniels versus Sema. We've got women's match, Nyla Rose versus Riho versus Yuka Sakazaki. I hope I said that correctly. Michael Nakazawa versus Alex J. Belly in a hardcore match. So apparently this match is hardcore, but Jon Moxley versus Joey Janela isn't. Maybe they're building up that match to eventually become a hardcore match. And pre-show match, we got SCU versus Best Friends versus Private Party. All right, so with that, which match are you guys looking forward to the most, Cam?
I'm mainly watching for Moxley's debut.
For sure.
Well, the good thing is, it's actually, by the way, here's something worth mentioning. It's free. You can actually watch it for free on Bleacher Report Live
Oh yeah, for sure.
instead of paying the
Pay-per-view.
non-existent $60 you have for Double or Nothing. So this is basically going to be my first taste of what All Elite Wrestling has to offer. Hopefully they do well. By the way, I do like the wink and a nod to the Fyre Fest, which is the name for the pay-per-view.
Music, right. Yeah, and yeah, definitely Moxley's debut is going to be really fun. Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be the big draw for the pay-per-view and a lot of people's first exposure to AEW. And Ziggler, which match are you looking forward to the most when you're in attendance there?
Yeah, I mean, the match that like mainly like got like my focus that like, all right, I was like, all right, I gotta get these tickets. I gotta go to Daytona. Was the Moxley versus Janela, because that is a fucking dream match right there. That's a match I never knew I wanted, and I mean, some of like Joey Janela's matches, like they're like announced as like regular matches, but then they get like more like hardcore and shit like in the middle of the match. So I believe like this is like gonna be like announced as a regular match, and all of a sudden someone's gonna come with like freaking barbed wire attacks or something like that. So I believe it's definitely gonna get some hardcore in the like in the middle of it and at the ending. So and I think it's gonna be like an all out brawl too. So that's gonna be fun as hell. And I'm also definitely looking forward to the Elite versus Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid. I've only seen a few matches of Laredo Kid in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. He was really good in that. A few matches in that, and I think it's gonna be a fun freaking match. Yeah, it's probably gonna be like a spot fest match, but I don't care. I love spot fest matches, like the Lucha Bros versus the Young Bucks at Double or Nothing. That match was full of spots, crazy monkey spots, I guess. But I don't care. It was a fucking great match. And then Darby Allin versus Cody. I love Darby Allin. I cannot wait to see him live for the first time. He's like one of my favorites. He's been one of my favorites for actually, yeah, this past year has been like one of my favorites. Like in watching him in PWG and the Battle of Los Angeles 2018, was it? That was the first time I saw him, and he's just really cool. And Cody, I mean Cody, I don't know. Like I kind of like Cody, I kind of don't. Like he really turned me around at Double or Nothing because that match with Goldust was so good. But yeah. Other than that, I guess the other match I'm looking forward to is the Fatal 4-Way because that's going to be fucking crazy too. I love Fatal 4-Ways, and all the people in that match are just fucking young stars and the future of pro wrestling, so that's going to be fun. Also, can't wait
Yeah.
to meet Hangman Page and Joey Janela. It's gonna be so fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's gonna be an experience. And Tyler, I know you're not into wrestling right now, but I suggest you watch AEW Fyter Fest this Saturday, and it's free.
When it? What time?
It's gonna start around 7, I believe.
The
7.
pre-show's at 7, the main show's at 8.
We'll see. You'll have to remind me.
For sure. It's
And
live.
also that Michael Nakazawa match is on the pre-show too, that hardcore one. So
Yeah, it's gonna be a hardcore match on the pre-show. So yeah, the pay-per-view is free. You can watch it for free on BR Live. So yeah, it should be a fun pay-per-view.
Cool.
All right, so moving on to our next topic. Now, this is a bit of a discussion that's been brewing for the past few weeks. This is a topic I made before the meme came out. We were just discussing the meme about how in theaters currently, the movies that are playing right now are Child's Play, Toy Story 4, Godzilla, and Men in Black. And the caption was, is this 2019 or is this 1994?
and Aladdin, I think, right?
And and Aladdin, yeah, that too. So
Yeah.
so it's like the discussion becomes, and not just that these movies that were these franchises that were famous in the 90s are coming back now. It's not just that, but it's the fact that they're also underperforming at the box office. Now the trades have gone on to say that this has been due to what they're coining as, it's such an insider, it's not even an insider term, it's such a BS coined by them. It's called sequelitis, basically saying, oh yeah, people are kind of tired of these franchises, so that's why these franchises are underperforming at the box office. Now, I call BS on that because I feel like Hollywood actually doesn't really give the audience as much credit as they deserve. If the story is good, if the characters are great, they will go out and watch the movie. But I feel like there isn't that much inspiration to go out and seek these franchises reboots for the audience, and that's why I feel like you're seeing a lot of low box office turnouts for famous franchises. Uh, it's a very simple fix, actually. All they got to do is just, you know, be more creative. I think this summer, I think we've had a string of movies that are sequels slash reboots, and they're not that inspiring. So you've had this discussion coming out, but at the same time, I feel like this year is gonna probably end on a pretty good note, knowing we will have more uh, better movies coming out, like It Chapter 2, Joker, and whatnot. So I think it's not so much of a panic for Hollywood. It's just like, hey, step up your game, because just because you have a famous franchise's name on the billing doesn't mean you're gonna get the box office turnout you were hoping. Like even Toy Story 4 was expected to do around 150 million at the box office. It topped out around 115 million on opening weekend, which isn't like, of course, that's a huge number. Most studios would kill to have that number, but it's still telling that even Toy Story 4 couldn't perform towards the expectations. Cam, your thoughts on this?
This has actually been going on for years. The term sequelitis isn't a new thing. Some people don't like the older franchises coming back from the dead just to make a quick buck. Some people don't like horror franchises like A Child's Play, like a Friday the 13th, or coming back just to get rebooted. Meanwhile, speaking of horror, I wrote a script on it. A perfect example on why sequel films don't do so hot at box office are horror films, or more notably during the 1980s and 1990s. Prior to films like Scream, which would change the game and which make horror films cool again, most horror sequels would just be panned and have low box office rates, and most of them would be sequels, like a Halloween, another movie in the Halloween franchise, or another Nightmare on Elm Street, or another Child's Play movie. But a perfect example of this would be the original Friday the 13th series. The first four movies would gain a ton of success at the box office, but would be panned by critics. After the fourth movie, which is called The Final Chapter, gained a ton of money, Paramount, the distributor, would make a fifth one called A New Beginning, with a new killer instead of Jason Voorhees. But it would do poorly at the box office, so they brought Jason back in part six, Jason Lives, and it would be a commercial success yet again. The next few movies, Jason Takes Manhattan, Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, wouldn't reach the successes of Final Chapter, the first one, or even A Jason Lives. That's a perfect example on horror films, on films that don't reach that much success just because they're sequels. Some people are burnt out on it. It's like, I've seen this already. Like, oh, they're just gonna kill the guy off and just, oh, he's gonna die again. Oh, he's gonna come back again. Shake things up.
I think you hit the nail right on the head. Like, that's a really good explanation right there. And Tyler, your thoughts?
I don't really have too many thoughts on it. Like, I'm fine with sequels and reboots as long as they're good. Example, Star Wars. Recently, it's been awful, and we all just feel like it's just Disney going for money and all that with Solo and The Last Jedi. But if it's something enjoyable, like how The Force Awakens was, I enjoyed that movie a lot. I was fine with it. Then I'm fine with movies like that. Like I said, Toy Story, I'm fine with that. But I just think they do it just because original ideas, like people are just like, we don't know what this really is. We don't know if we can trust it. I can kind of, that's what I kind of think if I see a new movie, at least. Like, was it Pacific Rim, the movie with like giant robots and all that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw that. I'm like, I don't really know how I feel about it just because I'm not familiar with it at all. But if I see something like, I'll just throw out Toy Story 4, I know what to expect. I know it should be alright. But I can just understand people not wanting to go see those movies just because they're not original, or like they just feel like it's copies and all that. They just want something more original. But yeah, I don't really have too many thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think that's a really sad reality that the popular IP is what's kind of valued sometimes with the more casual moviegoers. I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
And Ziggler, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I don't know. I don't like. I fucking hate reboots. I hate remakes. The only remake and I mean reboots that I can think of on top of my head that I really love are the Star Trek reboots. Those movies are so goddamn good, and those are the only reboots I think that I really enjoyed and really liked. Now, I'm not a big like. I think like with the Toy Story 4 sequel, I think that's just like an easy cash grab for Disney. You know, like I like sequels. Like I love like give me like another like John Wick movie and shit. Give me another MCU movie. Give me another Rocky or Creed movie because those movies are really good. But like when you like I don't know like when you give us like shitty sequels to like really great movies, like I can't think of a shitty sequel to a great movie right now. So, um,
The
but
Last
yeah.
Jedi.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, The Last Jedi was yeah, it was pretty shit. And The Force Awakens was really good. And I mean, I really don't think they should have like touched Star Wars. I think Star Wars should have ended at Return of the Jedi. I mean, I just think it should have ended there. They shouldn't have done the prequels. They shouldn't have done the other sequels because it got ruined. It got ruined by the Phantom Menace. So yeah, and I just want more like original movies. I love original content. Like coming out like in a month, Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's gonna be really good. I love like original movies like that. Quentin Tarantino only makes original shit. He writes only original shit. So that's why I love Quentin Tarantino. But people who like, like they came out like Men in Black International, I had no interest in seeing that. There was only one good Men in Black movie, and that was the first one. The other two following that was kind of shit, and yeah. Same with Kingsman. The first Kingsman movie was really great, and the second one was kind of shit. You know, it's just sometimes sequels ruins like the first movie. So
Yeah, and
sometimes, not all the
and
time.
yeah, anybody listening to this, like, you got to show Hollywood that original ideas are still valued today, and everybody should go support Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's gonna be I really feel it's gonna be a great movie. It's still got a 96% on Rotten Tomato right now. So yeah, go out and support this movie. But yeah, for sure.
Hold on, before you want to know a great original movie that everyone should really see? Edgar Wright's Baby Driver.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Also all of like Edgar Wright's freaking trilogy with what's his name?
The Cornetto trilogy, Shaun
Yeah,
of the Dead,
yeah,
World's End, and
yeah.
Hot Fuzz.
I forgot the guy's name in it though. Oh yeah, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. Yeah, those are really great three movies. So
I
check those
love,
out.
love Shaun of the Dead.
Me too. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Hot Fuzz. At World's End
I-
is kind of but you know.
Oh yeah, those are great recommendations. Yeah, everybody should for sure check them out. All right, so let's move on to our next topic. I just want to briefly go over the NBA awards. We had them, I think, last Monday. A lot of the awards weren't that surprising since the regular season happened like a month, like 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
6 months ago.
Yeah, like
Too
it's
long
been a
ago.
while, so we can kind of figure out who's
Playoffs for 2
winning what.
months.
Right. I know it kind of felt short.
Yeah.
Playoffs always feel short, but they're like 2 months long. We had, of course, the big one: Giannis winning MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo winning MVP. We had Rudy Gobert winning Defensive Player of the Year. We had Luka Doncic winning unanimously the Rookie of the Year. Good thing Ben Simmons didn't win it. We had what else? What other awards did we have? Oh yeah, Sixth Man of the Year, Lou Williams.
Yeah, Lou Williams.
That was the third ever, and he's won that back to back. So yeah, some really well deserved awards. Your guys' thoughts, Cam?
I kind of figured that Giannis would win the MVP. He had a really good year this year.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think that was the one that was kind of given, even though Harden and Giannis were kind of competing for it, but at the same time, it was like, yeah, it's kind of a given. Giannis had a more of a monumental story and then a year. Oh yeah, another thing, Milwaukee Bucks coach Mike Budenholzer won Coach of the Year, obviously, and the other one I forgot to mention was Pascal Siakam winning Most Improved Player. So another W for Toronto right there. But yeah, I really enjoyed the event too. But not the aesthetics mostly, but seeing a lot the players come up and give their speech and getting recognition for their hard work. And Tyler, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of expected Giannis to win MVP, but one of the awards, like not a main award, kind of like, I don't know what you call it. I don't know what they call it because I don't watch the award show. But whatever this Moment of the Year award is with D-Rose dropping 50.
Oh yeah,
was
true.
Really well deserved. That was my favorite moment of the season. But yeah, I never watched the actual award show. I just watched updates on Twitter and Bleacher Report. So I have no idea how the show goes.
Yeah. The interesting idea I saw on Twitter was like, why is this award show happening now? Maybe it should happen before the playoffs begin.
I feel like this show just happens way too late.
Right.
Because I liked
Nobody
it when,
cares.
like the MVP was announced in the second round, and the MVP had like pressure on them when like when LeBron would win it with the Cavs in like 2009, 2010, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was just like now there's like a target on the Cavs' back. Who's gonna eliminate the MVP? So I like that better than this one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a great idea, honestly. Yeah, because at this point nobody cares. Cause like Cam, I think you can kind of agree with this. Like it takes the surprise element out of it, and because you at this point it's like nobody cares, and like because before WrestleMania we have the Hall of Fame, right? So I think they can do something similar like that. Before playoffs, we have NBA awards. What do you think about that, Cam?
Like, yes, do that beforehand.
Yeah.
Speaking of WWE, why not bring back the Slammy Awards before WrestleMania?
I know, right? Yeah, I mean, even if they're kind of meaningless, it's like, okay, can we like,
I mean, it's a fake award. Who
yeah,
cares? But
show some recognition for the best wrestler or the best female talent, that kind of thing, for sure.
at least it's better than another generic 3-hour Raw.
True. 3-hour Raws. Haven't seen those in a long time.
Raw 1000, ruining everything.
Spoiled everything.
At least it prepared us for Endgame.
True. I guess we gotta be thankful for something. Yeah. All right. Now, our final topic for today. It's Spider-Man Far From Home, coming out this Tuesday. Surprisingly, it's really close. And it kind of feels like we just got out of the. Yeah, it kind of feels like we just got out of the Endgame hype, Endgame, everything, and now we're like being dumped into the Spider-Man debacle. Like, I mean, it's gonna be, I think, fun. It's definitely shaping up to be one of the most pivotal movies in MCU. If done right, I think this can be a good booster for Phase 4 because it is being used as an epilogue to Endgame, and it's gonna position Spider-Man as the main guy going forward, which was, of course, Tony Stark's and Steve Rogers' spot, but I think Spider-Man's gonna take it now. The one big thing that's gonna leave big implications on the whole MCU is how the whole different multiverse thing turns out. It's a very delicate line I feel like they have to cross with the fans. I feel like it can go so wrong, people are gonna be like very confused, or it can go so right, people are gonna be really intrigued by this idea. Like, I feel like DC is the one that should have introduced the multiverse first, but Marvel got there first, which makes sense. But I feel like that's really gonna be the talking point of this movie. If if the Spider-Man story isn't as good, people will still talk about the multiverse. But I have a feeling Tom Holland still is gonna bring it again, and I think this is gonna be a really fun Spider-Man movie. Ziggler, what are your thoughts on Spider-Man Far From Home and its implications on the MCU going forward?
I mean, yeah, I can't wait for this movie. I mean, I'm already seeing like first reactions like on Twitter, like saying it's like one person said like it's like the best Spider-Man movie now, like it's better like than Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi's, and there's other people saying that that Homecoming was better, but I'm really looking forward to this movie. This move, I love Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters, and Tom Holland plays him best. And I can't wait for Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. Now with the multiverse thing, I'm excited for the multiverse. I think it's gonna be great, but I do not think Mysterio is from another Earth. I think he is playing Shield, playing Sam Jackson, playing Spider-Man, and he's eventually gonna turn on them, of course, because he's a villain. And Mysterio, Quentin Beck, is a fucking pathological liar, so he is definitely not from the multiverse. I don't know if they are gonna introduce the multiverse here. If it's like, I don't know if he's just like that's like a complete total lie. There isn't a multiverse, but if there is, that'd be really cool because I would love to see like Spider Gwen like played in real life and Spider-Man Noir. That'd be cool if Nicolas Cage can play that. That'd be awesome, actually. But yeah, that's what. But I would like a Miles Morales. So like I would hope like Miles Morales would be like in Spider-Man 3. So.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah. And Tyler, your thoughts?
Like Ziggler said, I feel like a multiverse would be cool, but I don't think Mysterio is actually from another universe. I'm pretty sure I said that when the trailer dropped and we were talking about that. But other than that, I feel like this movie should lead the MCU well into Phase 4, whenever that's going to be. I feel like, I feel like Spider-Man could play a big role in the future, but also, because how many more movies does he have with the film rights with Sony? Do you guys know?
I believe it's one more after this, and
So one more.
No, I think this was the last one.
I thought this was the last one. That's like the only reason I don't think Tom
I
Holland
heard rumors
would
that
take
they're
center
going
stage.
to be extending the contract.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
after this year they're gonna extend the contract to like a
Okay.
third movie, maybe like a Sinister Six movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Yeah, that was like the only reason I kind of thought Spider-Man would not be taking spotlight like how Iron Man and then Captain America was. But if they're extending his contract or the film rights, whatever it is, then yeah, he could take spotlight. Tom Holland's a great Spider-Man for sure. He's a great Spider-Man. He's a great Peter Parker, and yeah, that's really all I got for Far From Home. I'm excited for the movie. I feel like it'll be a good movie. I don't think it'll be as good or better than Spider-Man 2. Like I saw that review that Ziggler was saying. I don't think it'll be that good, just because Spider-Man 2 is one of the best.
Classic.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
think Spider-Man 2 is gonna set up Sinister Six?
I mean, isn't Vulture supposed to be in this movie?
Who?
I don't
Vulture was in
think so.
Homecoming.
I mean,
think
maybe he has like a
I heard he was
cameo,
making-
like in
yeah.
prison,
I don't know.
maybe
like him
yeah.
and Scorpion in prison.
It could
I don't know.
happen since they teased that.
Or
in
they
the
can
after
bring him
credit scene.
back.
Or
They
yeah,
teased it
maybe
in the after credit scene in Homecoming. So
yeah. I think that's a great idea actually. Maybe they can tease that even more for Spider-Man 3. I agree, yeah.
But no, I think maybe like they'll like have like. Do you think they're gonna have Sinister Six Spider-Man 3? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
I would
it's
like to see
interesting.
like a Doc Ock or like the Green Goblin again.
Yeah, I think
that'd be cool.
I would like to see like Mark
Can they
Hamill
top
play
what?
Doc Ock.
Can whoever plays Goblin top Willem Dafoe?
Just get Willem
No.
Dafoe back.
That
Who cares?
won't confuse anyone.
Yeah, I know, right? That'd be awesome.
yeah, I think that would be kind of weird, but yeah.
I have this coworker. He keeps telling me that Venom's gonna be in this movie. I'm like, no, he's not. Stop
Nah.
talking.
Nah,
No.
that's
Be
also
real.
it'd be
Not yet,
cool.
at least.
He's like,
It'll
the
be
directors
cool.
confirmed it.
It'll be cool, like the multiverse, like maybe like in the multiverse, like Tobey Maguire plays like Spider-Man in another multiverse. What do you can think about
And then
that
Andrew
theory?
Garfield in another one.
Yeah, exactly.
Then
Yeah.
Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen, and then
Then
So
you can have the
far-
PS4 Spider-Man.
So Far From Home turns into Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I mean, no, like Spider-Verse can be like
It's
the
the
third
potential.
one, and then the fourth Spider-Man, they can be Sinister Six.
Right. Yeah.
Let's have
Speaking of-
Spider-Man 4.
What
Let's
if
have
Sony
Spider-Man
ended up
5,
doing
the
that
new
one day?
Avengers.
Sony just took like older Spider-Man movies and just made a huge team-up movie.
I think that will be financially killing themselves if they did that.
Dude, it's Disney. They're worth billions.
Right.
They
I
can do
think
whatever they want.
I think you would rather keep Disney in your
Then
good
why did
graces.
they cancel Club Penguin?
Club
And
Penguin was a
Toontown.
failing site.
That's a good question.
and
All right,
whatever else.
and Cam, your thoughts on Spider-Man
This is
Far From
lit.
Home?
Far From Home is gonna be the first movie since Endgame. It feels like Endgame's been a year old. It's been a year since Endgame, when it's only been May, June, 2 months. Where did all the time go? But yes, I'm excited for Far From Home. It's probably gonna be the first movie since Endgame that I'm actually gonna see. Honestly, I'm missing out on a lot of movies, and I really should go see more movies. But that's for another topic for another day. As for the multiverse idea, it has potential. It has potential to be one of the bigger things in the MCU and even in comic book films. Like, just imagine the multiverse basically being a portal for other movies, for other universes to actually come into the MCU. That would be the idea for what X-Men and Fantastic Four would have been. Would have been one of my ideas for this multiverse idea when we were talking about it in one of the older episodes, which is in the archives. But imagine this movie or a future movie basically being Spider-Verse in real life.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah, for sure. Yes, Spider-Man Far From Home. We'll probably have the review out by July 2nd because I know a lot of you are going to be seeing that very early. So yeah, looking forward to reviewing it soon.
Before we end it all, can you imagine it as an actual movie? Just the continuity of the Raimi movies, the Andrew Garfield movies, even Spider-Verse, and then blend it into MCU.
I think that's a dream for a lot of fans.
I mean, that would be pretty dope, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I think that would be truly breathtaking.
Okay.
It would basically be a love letter to the movies.
It literally would. I mean, it would be awesome because Sony is still behind Spider-Man, so and that would be awesome, really.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If like Tobey Maguire played freaking Peter Benjamin Parker, and it would be just and Andrew Garfield would just not be there because he was the worst Spider-Man,
but at least he'll be there.
Who would they cast as Miles?
Like it.
Who would play Miles?
I mean, Shamik Moore could do it. I mean, he looks like Miles in real life too. He's the guy who.
Glenn.
He's the one who voiced Spider-Man in Spider-Verse.
Isn't he too old?
He's like 23. I mean.
Oh, yeah, that's too old.
I mean, Tom Holland's 21.
Miles Morales is like 13 or 14, right?
He could be same age as Peter, probably.
Yeah. Fast forward a few years.
Yeah, maybe if he wasn't dusted by Thanos, then maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
And then Nick could be the same age then, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Can I do it? Can I do the ending?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Roll the outro.
Okay.
Hit that outro music.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe. And click the channel for more videos and see our recent uploads and our interviews with guys like @JordanJomo from Instagram and the Wrestling Classic. Again, thank you for your support, and we'll keep on delivering outstanding content for you all. Thank you.